You worked for it. You planned it. You pushed through. You got there. And then something happened that nobody warned you about. You felt worse. Not better, not proud, not the relief you expected. Worse, maybe anxious, maybe empty. Maybe like something was wrong with you for not feeling what you were supposed to feel. There's a name for what happens in your brain in that exact moment. And once you understand it, the emptiness after achievement, the impostor syndrome at the peak, the urge to sabotage yourself right before the breakthrough. All of it makes complete sense. Your brain has one primary directive that overrides almost everything else: to keep you alive. Not happy, not successful, not fulfilled, but alive. And for most of human history, the things that kept you alive were familiar. Same tribe, same territory, same routines. Anything new, even good new, meant risk. That wiring is still running inside you right now. Your amygdala, your brain's threat detection center, doesn't distinguish between danger and unfamiliarity. It just detects. This is different from before. And different from before used to mean something might kill you. In plain terms, when you achieve something significant, you change your circumstances. And your brain treats changed circumstances as a potential threat. Even when you chose those circumstances, even when you wanted them, even when you worked years for them, the achievement triggers the alarm. Here's where it gets interesting. Ordinary change triggers a mild threat response. But success, real success, triggers a stronger one. Because success doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes your identity. You are no longer who you were when you started. Your relationships shift. Your responsibilities shift. Other people's expectations of you shift. And your brain runs a pattern match. Does this match my current self-concept? Is this consistent with who I believe I am? And if you've spent years building an identity that didn't include this level of success, your brain flags the mismatch, not as opportunity, but as threat. This is called self-discrepancy theory in neuroscience. In plain terms, the bigger the gap between who you were and who your success requires you to become, the louder your brain sounds the alarm. Failure confirms who your brain thinks you are. Success challenges it. And your brain will always choose to protect its model of you over your potential. This is why people sabotage themselves right before the breakthrough. This is why high achievers collapse after reaching the goal. This is why success can feel more destabilizing than failure. It's not just psychological. There's a neurochemical event happening. When you anticipate achieving something, dopamine fires. The planning, the working, the getting closer, all of it runs on dopamine. But here's the part nobody tells you. Dopamine fires in anticipation, not in arrival. The moment you actually get there, the dopamine signal drops. Not because something went wrong, but because the goal is achieved. The anticipation is over. The dopamine has nowhere left to go. At the same time, the novelty of your new situation triggers a cortisol response. You're in unfamiliar territory. Your stress system activates. So in the exact moment you should feel your best, dopamine drops and cortisol rises. That's not weakness. That's not ingratitude. That's what your neurochemistry does when you successfully cross a finish line you've never crossed before. Quick question, and be honest. Have you ever worked hard for something, achieved it, and immediately started questioning whether you deserved it? Or felt the urge to chase the next goal before you'd even process the one you just reached? Drop your number. 1. Yes, happens every time. 2. Sometimes, not always. 3. I felt the emptiness but couldn't name it. 4. I genuinely celebrate my wins. I'll tell you what each answer reveals about your brain's success threat response. And here's the version of this that hits high performers the hardest. You achieve something real, something measurable, something other people can see. And immediately your brain starts building a case for why it doesn't count. Why you got lucky. Why someone else deserved it more. Why it's only a matter of time before people find out you're not actually what they think you are. This is what most people call impostor syndrome. But it's not low self-esteem. It's your amygdala doing threat detection on your new social position. In plain terms, in evolutionary terms, rising too fast in social status was dangerous. It drew attention. It created enemies. It separated you from the safety of the group. Your brain learned to deflect status to avoid the threats that came with it. Imposter syndrome isn't a personality flaw. It's your brain's ancient survival response running on a modern achievement. So what actually changes this? Not confidence building. Not positive affirmations. Not more achievement. 3 things. First, name the mechanism. The moment after a win, when the emptiness arrives, say it out loud or write it down. My amygdala is running a threat response. This is neurochemistry, not reality. Naming the mechanism activates your prefrontal cortex. It creates distance between the feeling and the belief. You stop being inside the response and start observing it. Second, extend the dopamine window. The crash happens because the goal is reached and the anticipation ends. The fix is not chasing the next goal immediately. That just restarts the cycle. It's creating what neuroscientists call an extension horizon, the next meaningful challenge that sits just far enough ahead to keep dopamine flowing without triggering the full arrival response. Third, build the identity before the achievement. The threat response fires because the achievement outpaces the identity update. The solution is to start living as the person who has achieved it before you get there. Not fake it till you make it. Update the neural model in advance. Small, consistent actions that tell your brain, this version of you is safe. This level of success is familiar. This is who you are now. When the achievement arrives, your brain has already processed the identity shift. The alarm doesn't sound, because there's nothing unfamiliar to alarm about. Your brain wasn't designed for the kind of success you're trying to build. It was designed for survival. And for most of human history, survival meant staying exactly the same. When you succeed, really succeed, you're asking a brain built for survival to do something it was never wired to do comfortably, which is to become more. The discomfort isn't a sign something went wrong. It's a sign your brain is being asked to expand beyond every boundary it was trained to protect. Your amygdala isn't your enemy. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. Protect the version of you it knows. Your job isn't to silence it. It's to keep building the evidence that the new version of you is safe. One action at a time. One achievement at a time. Until your brain stops treating your own success as something to survive. If this finally gave the name to something you felt for years, save this video. Come back to it every time you achieve something and feel wrong about it. Share it with one person who works incredibly hard, achieves things, and never lets themselves feel it. Subscribe, because this is all this channel does. The brain science behind why you do what you do, in plain language. So it actually makes sense. And the video that explains why your brain is protecting the wrong identity, and what to do about it, is right here. Watch it next. It connects directly.